Yes, you suspected all along. Well, hello, denizens. I had no intention of writing a review of Netflix's Wednesday, produced by Tim Burton. But after enjoying the show quite a lot, my wife and I were utterly shocked at what an abomination that was the final episode. Spoiler alert, like lots of spoilers. I was so pissed off that I had no choice but to produce this video. Yes, I could have volunteered at a food bank or helped my neighbor search for her runaway cat. But as a YouTube creator, I have responsibilities. What were you thinking, Tim, Alfred, and Miles? Why did you go all Ghostbusters? And did you really have to go as far as to almost kill little teeny tiny Wednesday and then bring her back to life using that ridiculous bullshit? And the thing is, there was so much that was good. The show tied up many loose ends, had some very good moments, except for that utterly stupid resurrection of Crackstone, the crazed pilgrim. Ironically, a Twitter poster pointed out to me that calling the resurrection of Crackstone supernatural nonsense ignored the fact that Thing was a disembodied hand. Half the students at Nevermore Academy were some sort of creature, and the headmistress was a shapeshifter. They all felt so naturally part of the story, and that is why the resurrection of Crackstone, which required disembodied body parts floating in jars of liquid that would join in a Frankensteinian frenzied electrical fusion so utterly unbelievable. Oh, and it required Wednesday's blood. It was bad enough that we have all seen this horrible trope before. I turned to my wife and we both said this was bullshit within the context of the rules the show had set up. Yes, looking back now, the show's creators were heading towards this ending, but I suggest that you didn't need the Crackstone Ghostbusters moment. All you had to do was have the Christina Ricci character in that horrible wig don the pilgrim outfit from the apocryphal picture and unleash her hide monsters. That at least would have kept the Wednesday bus driving straight down the highway of storytelling and plot. Yet, there were some very good thread closures. Of course, it was Christina Ricci who was the ultimate baddie. It was sad to see Principal Larissa Weems get killed off, but maybe she'll come back as a zombie principal because now everyone can rise from the dead, apparently. Tyler Gilpin was the Hyde, we guessed that. Enid finally wolfed out and saved Wednesday, which was expected, but satisfying nevertheless. Though she turned back to human form before the moon went away. If you're going to do this right, then do it right, folks. The final showdown with Crackstone and then Ricci was clumsy and involved characters coming out of nowhere to save the day. That's just bad writing. Before I finish up, let me say a few things while I've opened up this wound. The show is not perfect, but has got more good things going for it than bad. I mean, except for the ending. The cast was great, with the following exceptions. Luis Guzman was miscast as Gomez. He looked like Gomez from the original comics by Charles Addams, but Guzman was as articulate as a potato. His diction was terrible. You could hardly understand what he was saying half the time. The joke with Gomez was that he looked like a rube, but could speak like a poet. I like Guzman. I felt badly for him. Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia only fared a little bit better. I got the feeling that she was hired as a name actor. Studios often demand that there be some performer with a pedigree to attract viewers. At least we could understand what she was saying. Of course, the star of the show was Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams. She's charming and, more importantly, has that charisma to carry that show, that special something. Special mention to Thing, the disembodied hand. Brilliant work. The creators did a very good job filling out the cast with a wide variety of types, looks, and sizes. I point this out because so much of the woke nonsense I see these days seems to be populated by interchangeable, dour, stunning, and brave young things. The principal, played by Gwendolyn Christie, who stands 6'3" in her socks, was a marvelous case in point. The series definitely showed the creative handiwork of Tim Burton. I'm left with mixed feelings about the entire series now. Certainly, there will be many of you who will have loved the ending, will have had no problems with it, but it kind of jumped the shark for us. The producers had created this nice combination of the original Addams Family juxtaposition comedy with some Hogwarts and a lot of Grimm thrown in there. One of our favorite shows. If Wednesday had just stayed in the creative realm of Grimm, it would have made for a much more satisfying conclusion. As it stands, I was so put off by the conclusion that I have a hard time recommending the series now. Up to this point, I was tweeting effusively how much we were enjoying it. Anyway, there you go. Ultimately, you will decide whether you like it or not. The show has been monstrously successful for Netflix. I just had to get this off my chest. Till next time, denizens, be seeing you.